Hi, I'm Paige Brown, Mayor of the City of Gallatin, Tennessee, named the nicest place in America by Reader's Digest in 2017. Soon we'll be talking more about Gallatin with Realtor Matt Clausen.
I'm here with Mayor Paige Brown in the City of Gallatin. And the City of Gallatin was recently named the nicest place to live in America. And so we wanted to talk with you, Mayor, to get your take on it and tell us some things about Gallatin that you'd like to share with the public today.
Well, I'm delighted to. Thank you so much. Yes, the nicest place in America is certainly an honor. It's still really new to us. It was in the November issue of Reader's Digest, but the pursuit towards that actually began probably in about March of 2017. Okay. And it was an interesting process. They vetted us well.
Wow.
They made several trips to our area. They interviewed people, just random people on the street. They set up interviews with people who had different organizations in the community. They even spent a day in Nashville just asking people what they thought about Gallatin.
Wow.
Before we were actually named the nicest place in America. So we really appreciate that honor because we don't feel like it was one that was just based on random data that somebody pulled and named. But we'll take that, and we've enjoyed it so much. We're really excited. I'm very pleased that Reader's Digest did this. I think at this time in our country to recognize communities where niceness is the attitude is really valuable. And I think having that conversation about kindness is always good. So we're pleased with that.
Do you think that's a big part of why people are moving here in droves?
Well, even before this, my background's actually in television. I have I'm not just curious. I have that journalistic background, so I always want to interview people and ask them questions. So when I bump into people, I always say, well, where'd you come from and why'd you choose here and do you like it?
Yeah.
And people oftentimes will tell me that they moved to Tennessee, to the Middle Tennessee region, and then they got to know the area. And they would visit Gallatin, and they just really loved the personality of our community because they did find people to be very genuine, very warm, and very kind. And that's what drew them to the area. And the nice thing is wherever they come from, when they move to our community, they then perpetuate that. They become those very same people who are kind and warm and friendly and welcoming to other people. And so that does make a community with a very good, if you will, spirit.
That's fantastic. Are there other things that you think are attributing to the growth here and what's driving people to come to Gallatin?
Well, it's interesting because with Nashville being, its city in the country at the point,
Right.
Middle Tennessee is growing by leaps and bounds all around, but Gallatin's growth is outpacing a little bit. I certainly think the lake has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, it's nice.
I do believe our culture is a big piece of that. But we're also a safe community. We also have good schools. We have lots of amenities available, more coming. And those things are attractive to people, and the variety of housing options. I think when you can come to a community and you can get about whether you want to be in a single family attached dwelling or you want to be in an estate home on a large, large acre lot.
Right.
That's there, and then you have the homes that are much more higher density, but they're also large homes or smaller homes. I mean, everything's here available for people. And our price point is still very competitive in this region, and so that makes it very attractive.
That's fantastic. I know the lake is a big draw. A lot of people like that recreation side to living here. In the schools, and then the diversity of culture and religious here is great.
Right now, Gallatin has the 7th highest rental rates in the state of Tennessee. When
you say rental rates, you mean price? Price to rent a property? Well, I'm not surprised at all. And the demographics don't support that. It's staggering to me.
That's why it's so. So that tells you that you have people that are probably working in Nashville that are coming out here to live, and they probably will become homeowners at some point.
And we have a big property management company. 20 to 30% of the people that rent from us do buy within a year, just because.
Really, that cool? Yeah.
Well, our average rent, we do the middle and upper range. Our average rent is $1,800. When you get into that category. $1,800 will buy you a whole lot of house at 4.25%. $350, no problem. So there's a lot of that going on. But the rents are high. That's why the investors love it here. We had some of these big companies come in and buy a lot of properties, which was too bad, really. I didn't care for that too much. I won't name them, but they just don't keep up. They don't take care of them. Okay, so we're pretty much a quick little hop to Nashville. How do you think that affects Gallatin?
Well, I mean, I think it's fabulous. It's certainly the draw to our area for a lot of people that are coming from out of state. We say we're 23 minutes from Nashville because we are on good traffic times, of course not during rush hour, but you can get there in 23 minutes. And you mentioned earlier, we're really close to the airport too, which a lot of people don't realize. So you can go one direction and get to the airport easily, and you can go the other direction and get to Nashville really easily. And so that's certainly a draw. And then they can come here versus other areas around Nashville, and we have fabulous Old Hickory Lake and the Cumberland River. Which is the difference. Yet we still have lots of diversity in our housing prices. I'd say, you know, you can get a nice home in Gallatin anywhere from $200,000 to $2 million, or actually above that. So, but you know, several $1 million is kind of our high end. But and you can get houses for less here. And so that's certainly attractive to a lot of people. And I mentioned that we do have a lot of amenities. We have a great park system here. We have a brand new pool. Hoping to add some more of those type of recreational amenities here. Our greenway system is great and growing, and we stay focused on that. Of course, Volunteer State Community College is here. Now Welch College is here. We have lots of things that make people really interested in Gallatin and make it feel like the place that they want to live. And I'm looking forward to having more restaurants in our community and more retail amenities. Those seem to be the two things that people say we don't have enough of yet. But they're coming because we're getting there. You know, our population, we did a special census 2 years ago, and we validated it was just under 35,000. But we had 2,500 homes who didn't participate. So that puts our real population right at 40,000. So I think in the next federal census, we're going to see our population at probably 42. That's what I'm guessing.
That's big.
So we're growing, and that's we're doing about 3% growth per year in the 5 years since that when we did our special census. Compared to the federal census 5 years prior, we had a 15% growth, and we seem to be, based on our utilities, we seem to be continuing that growth of about 3% a year. I mentioned utilities. I should also mention, because some people don't understand this, Gallatin does have its own utility. So we have really low electric rates. I think it's the 5th lowest in the TVA system, and we own our own gas, water, sewer company too. So those are great rates, and so that makes coming to Gallatin very attractive, certainly for residents, but also for these big industries and headquarters and large companies that want to come here, because they don't want to add that to their bottom line when they're trying to, you know, pay those bills. And so we have great rates.
And we do have an airport. You know, we do have an airport.
Sumner, I almost said, we have a hospital too, Sumner Regional Medical Center. But yes, the Sumner Airport is here. And we've extended, or not we, it's actually a county airport, has extended that runway, and improvements continue to be made to be able to allow larger planes to come in and out of here. And that's a great amenity for our industry and manufacturing that's in our community. And our corporate headquarters loves that too. But also just some hobby pilots enjoyed that airport a lot.
That's great.
Lots of things.
In keeping with our theme on what a fantastic place Gallatin is to live, we have a country property in Gallatin on 2.63 acres. Fantastic, really well-maintained home. It has all new windows, 3/4 inch, real hardwood floors, updated kitchen, remodeled bathrooms. This house is a showplace with new carpet, even painted the garage. Really nice piece of land out in the country, yet very close to shopping, highway, and all of the convenient amenities everybody's looking for. You can see the photos for yourself. It's a beautiful house for just over $400,000. This is one that if you want to be in the country and you want to have that short distance to everything you need, this is a place you really need to come take a look at. It's a great property.